All right. Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to today's online spiritual service of the Church of Infinite Spirit. I'm Reverend Lauren Skye, the founding minister of this church. We've been meeting in Denver since 1999, and we're so excited and grateful to be able to reach out to you in this new way. So thank you, technology. Speaking of technology, we're meeting on the Zoom video conferencing platform. And there's a couple of very cool things to know about Zoom. If you're on a computer, if you scroll down, kind of float your cursor down to the bottom of the window that I'm in, you'll see a chat. You can click on chat and contribute if you'd like. Another cool thing is that if you float your cursor up to the top of the window that I'm in, there's a thing called speaker view, and you can change how your screen looks if you don't like one of the options. I think there's two options, speaker view or gallery view. So, something fun to play with. On to our church, the Church of Infinite Spirit. It is the mission of this church to support spiritual freedom by inspiring people to know themselves as spiritual beings and as a part of the consciousness that creates this universe. And we celebrate the joyous transformation that comes from that knowing of self as spirit. It's a great journey. Our hope is to recapture the intention of church as a respite, a resting place from the noise and frenzy of everyday life, and a place of joyful connection. We are non-dogmatic and non-judgmental. There's no punishment, reward, or control energy here. We respect your divine right to create your own reality and to manage your own energy as you choose. It's always a take what you can use and leave the rest environment. When we share, it's always with the hope of inspiring you toward your truth rather than convincing you of ours. I am so glad you're here with me today to take a rest from the noise and frenzy of life for the next half hour or so. Let's start it off with a short meditation. Meditation is so powerful because it brings us back to the truth that we are souls on the journey of earth. It brings great perspective, and it's so powerful when we do it together. So let's do it together. If you'd like to participate in this meditation, we'll do 3 or 4 short steps to come present as spirit to the body and into the moment, the here and now. It's nice to place your feet on the floor with this meditation that we do and close your eyes. As you close your eyes, notice that just closing your eyes is a meditation in itself, stopping all that input that comes at us all the time, including me right now. Closing your eyes helps you go within and begin to notice the world within you, which is creating the world around you. Let's start with grounding in this meditation. Grounding is an imaginary connection from the base of your spine to the center of the earth. We do it by pretending or imagining or visualizing, whichever you like. Take a breath and imagine a colored beam of light extending from the base of your spine and growing downward. It comes out of the back of the first chakra energy center, the base of your spine, kind of the spot where if you had a tail would come from. So it's a tail of light, and it grows straight down through your chair, the floor, into the layers of the earth, and all the way to the earth's center. Imagine that grounding cord taking hold at the center of the earth. Grounding stabilizes the whole chakra system, invites you as spirit into the body, and becomes the trash chute through which we can let go of energy that we don't need to be carrying. So much of the pain and stress and worry that we experience is simply a manifestation of energy recycling through the chakra system instead of being grounded out. Grounding, this grounding cord gives that energy a place to go down into the center of the earth, where it is transformed into a neutral creative source by the planet. Let go. Be willing to let go of anything you don't need to be carrying right now. The next step of this meditation process is to open the 6th chakra energy center, the seat of clairvoyance and clear vision. The 6th chakra sits in the middle of our heads, and the way to open up the 6th chakra is simply to imagine being there. Imagine being in the middle of your head. Where we place our attention is so powerful. Our attention can be anywhere and anywhen, can be scattered across time too. When we come focused into the 6th chakra energy center in the center of head, it's a very powerful stance of consciousness. The space in which we can see our own answers and our own path. Check it out. Be in the center of your head. Next, let's manage the energy fields around us, our auras. Everything emanates energy, people for sure, but even objects, situations, environments. By managing our auras, we have a nice boundary between what's going on within us and everything else that we don't control in the whole universe. The way to do it is to simply imagine you're sitting inside a big eggshell or soap bubble. Imagine a bubble around you, and this bubble can be so big that if you reach out your finger, you would touch it. That's the ideal spot for the bubble around you. Kind of what you think of as personal space, about an arm's length. Closer than that, you better be a good friend. The bubble goes there. Would you imagine that bubble around you? And if you'd like to make it even stronger, you could paint it a color, like pink or green or blue or purple or red or yellow, whatever you like. White doesn't work so well as a boundary, and black kind of makes us tired, but any other color is fine. I like the picture of a Tootsie Roll Pop, where the stick is the grounding cord, the lollipop is the bubble, and you are the delicious center. In the paradigm of information that we work with, the energies that we carry in this body, the chakras, the aura, the spiritual body, create our experience of reality. So we create change from the inside out by changing the energy within and getting a different reflection. We've been letting go of a lot down the grounding cord, releasing what we don't need. Let's replace that energy with something you'd like to experience more of. Here's how you do it. Just imagine a big golden ball or golden sun above your head. The golden ball or golden sun can be really big. It can be at least as tall as you are and even bigger. The neutral golden sun is neutral energy and will set that energy at a particular tone or vibration with a word. Think about your universe now, your reality. What's an energy you'd like to experience more of in your world? Maybe you'd like more fun or love or peace or joy or clarity or love or anything at all can go in a gold sun. And here's how it's done. Would you take that word that represents what you'd like more of in your world and just imagine writing it across the gold sun? It's very simple. And it's like dropping food coloring into water. The sun will match, absorb, and become the vibration of the word that you're using. So the word will soak into the sun, and you'll end up with a big gold sun of fun or peace or joy or love or whatever you're creating above your own head. When that happens, you could just imagine that sun setting right into your body. Or if you like, you could reach up and poke a hole in the bottom of it and let that energy stream right into your body. We fill up head to toe. So as the energy comes in, imagine it filling all the cells of your brain and your head and your skin, all the cells in the spaces between. Bring that gold light right in. Let it fill up your head and neck and shoulders. Let it fill up your chest, your torso, all your guts. Down to your butt in the chair. All the way down to your legs and knees and feet. Your toes, your fingers, your fingertips. Let the golden energy be integrated into your being, so there's always room for more. If there's excess gold sun energy, let it spill into the aura around you, setting the environment around you at the energy you'd enjoy as well. Notice if there's a difference in how you feel. This is a lovely way to shift your space anytime and any place. We've arrived energetically. Now that we've arrived, let's talk about autumn, the season of fall. You could stay right here with your eyes closed in this meditation space if you like, or you could open your eyes and stretch your body and say hello to me. The season of autumn, the season of fall, is the time of letting go. And of course, it's the season of gratitude. Gratitude, it's a popular vibration in November, but it's extremely powerful all year round. Of course, there are some things that are easier to be grateful for than others. I'm easily grateful to be sharing with you today. I'm grateful for Zoom. I'm grateful for my home, my partner, my business, my friends, my clients, my cat, Abigail. It's a good bit harder to be grateful for the challenges. Right now, I'm letting go of a private office I have loved. I'm just not there enough to keep it. There are challenges in the family, dementia, divorce, and financial stuff. We say that in this paradigm of information that we work with, that we create our realities according to the energies that we carry. Energies that we carry are reflected out in our experience of life. And that's wonderful and true and amazing and beautiful. And it's also a little tricky. When there are times of challenge, something very difficult happens, it's easy to wonder, how did I create that? Did I do something wrong with my energy? It's easy to start to even punish yourself, especially those in metaphysical circles, like, oh, I got it wrong. But creating our reality doesn't mean we control what happens, right? Clearly, we don't control the world. If I controlled the world, kindness would be of the highest value. There'd be totally safe driverless cars, preferably flying driverless cars. There'd be no such thing as Roundup. And sugar would have the same nutritional value as broccoli. That'd be a nice world. And I could go on and on. But of course, it's not my realm. What we do create is our inner world, our inner landscape. We decide what goes on in the heart and what goes on in the head, no matter what. And that's the tricky part, the no matter what. It takes some practice and some deep diving into the world of our beliefs, our judgments, and it's totally worth it. The creation of the inner landscape is a journey. Everyone who's doing it is a work in progress. We create an inner landscape of peace, and we recreate it when we lose it. It comes from being grounded in the knowingness of self as spirit. For me, that's the only place that true peace can emerge from. The knowingness that we're souls on a journey, that all that is playing out with purpose. Otherwise, it's very easy to get caught in the no matter what. Creating our own reality leads to many wonderful things: freedom, clarity of purpose, true joy, the capacity to dance purposefully with the law of attraction. The law of attraction is that we attract what we are, not what we want. When we have capacity to create the inner world, we can work with that concept. One of the best things that comes from being able to create the inner landscape is range, the capacity to respond to a challenge or to anything. The energies we carry won't determine what happens, but they will determine our freedom to respond to what happens, our range of possibilities. And in these wild times that we live in, we need a good range of possible responses to the challenges and things that are going on in this world right now, on large and small scales. A while back, I backed out of a parking lot and I hit the rear view mirror on the passenger side of my car on one of the columns. And it's one of those fancy camera rear view mirrors, so you can see when you're turning right what's behind you. And at first I thought, my first response was, can I change time yet? Right? No, it's part of the Earth Agreement time. And of course, it was such a bummer. And so I felt those feelings and let it come. I can't believe I just did that. But then as I processed through it, I decided to be grateful that we had the money to fix it without putting it on a credit card. It's not that big a deal. I could tell myself a big giant story about how it costs all this money, or I could say, wow, thank you, God, that we have this money without putting it on credit. As many of you know, my co-director in Interconnection Institute and Church of Infinite Spirit, Margaret Johnson, has moved to Santa Fe. And she's been there, God, a couple of years now, I think. And I'm really happy she's there and fulfilling a dream. And part of me is not happy she's there at all. And I want her to come back to Denver, and I know she's not going to. So in my experience of her journey, in my world, the shift will be what I make it. It'll be whatever I make it, just like everything else. In fact, her move gave birth to this online space. We needed a way to continue working together. And so we decided to create the whole Interconnection Institute online. So something that at first was a real painful experience has turned into a very beautiful thing for which I am totally grateful. A friend of mine just lost a house deal. She found out that there had been fraud on the mortgage guy's part. She was so upset. She was demanding that they fix it. However, she also found out at the same time that there was a bunch of stuff wrong with the house. So she sort of dodged a bullet. And what was extremely painful in its evolution became something very wonderful. So, practicing our capacity to respond. One excellent place to practice our capacity to respond is when we don't hear from people, right? This is a thing now. I think it's called ghosting. People just do not respond. I've been ghosted by 2 plumbers, a recording studio, and an online teaching forum in the last while. This is brand new for me. It's a giant new communication style. It is not for me. I like to think of for me and not for me rather than right and wrong, because there's a number of people for whom this is an actual valid communication tool just going away. It's not for me. No communication is a communication, which I have found myself saying to many people waiting for the phone to ring after the first date. So no communication is, this is not happening. But boy, isn't it so easy to tell ourselves a story when we're ghosted, when someone just doesn't respond. That is a great opportunity to practice range of response. With the willingness to create our inner landscape and the courage to create an inner landscape grounded in the capacity of self as spirit, we get freedom. We get freedom to respond. We get that range. It's very simple. It's not very easy because there's so much in life that invites us to imagine that that peace comes from outside of us. We're bombarded with messages every day about Peace will come from something outside of us. And of course, it never does. Capacity, peace, freedom, and range come from knowing oneself as spirit on the journey. Spiritual perspective helps us see that life is a journey, not something to fix or a challenge to find some way of being where nothing ever happens. Range is nurtured in meditation, the practice of energy management in the quiet times gives us the skill, the ability to choose on the fly as life unfolds moment to moment to moment. It brings the capacity to stop, take a breath, and make a decision before a particular train of thought leaves the station. What's so important to remember is that it does not mean that we don't feel. We absolutely feel all those feelings without resistance. We just don't stay stuck there. We can feel all the feelings that come up from any situation. And then allow the body to relax and remember that life is a journey. We are spirit in a body, and all is well no matter what. It all happens in present time, the only time that's real. So often our narrow range of response is a refer back to something in time or a fear of something that might happen in the future. With an inner reality of spiritual truth, we can see the story we're telling ourselves because we see ourselves as bigger than the story, and that's really important. It creates more and more and more freedom. Sometimes people feel like they're getting it wrong. But maybe it's just life unfolding. Friends move away. It'll be what we make it. Cars get bumped. It'll be what we make it. House deals fall through, and it'll be what we make it. And sometimes big things happen, and they'll be what we make them. We can feel all the feelings that life brings. We can do it without being pummeled by the earth experience. We can be with what is and even get to gratitude, that amazingly powerful vibration. But sometimes gratitude is just beyond our scope in a moment. It's just too much. Can't go from A to B. In those times, we can at least move from no to yes. From, no, this can't be happening, to yes, this is happening. As soon as we move from no to yes, we become much, much more powerful, much more empowered, much more wise, and much more able to respond to what is, because we aren't naming it wrong, we're naming it is. A young woman I know who's moving through a divorce said to me, "I can't believe I have to start my life over at 28. And I said to her, as soon as you can acknowledge, I am starting my life over at 28, it's no longer a problem. In fact, you could move from have to get to. You get to start your life over at 28. What a blessing. Some folks start their life over at 48 or 58. When we move from have to get to, that is a super powerful stance of consciousness, and it's very helpful in moving to the vibration of gratitude. We are in interesting times all around, wild times, sensitive times. We need our capacity to respond. And to top it off, the holidays are coming, right? We were talking in church at the beginning of the month about the holidays are coming. And for some people, that's fantastic. And for some people, the holidays are like the British in April of 1775. The holidays are coming. The holidays are coming. Run for your life. But the holidays can be a time of reverence for the journey of life. They can be a time to take a break from routine. They can be a time to experience expectation and disappointment or relaxation. They will be what we make them. I thought it would be nice to practice our range of response in meditation today in relationship to the holidays. It's a good time to notice the energy we're having around that experience and change it if we'd like. So let's move into another meditation now. If you want to participate, You know what to do. Put your feet on the floor and close your eyes. Notice if your grounding is still connected. That imaginary connection from the base of your spine to the center of the earth. If it popped off, you can always reimagine a colored beam of light extending from the base of your spine all the way to the center of the planet. Remember that intention of releasing anything you don't need to be carrying. Maybe some things were stirred in the talk. They can go now down the grounding cord to be transformed into neutral creative force. To be in the middle of your head. Notice that bubble around you. In your inner world, take a moment to reflect on the upcoming holidays, or maybe on a challenge you're having in your experience of Earth at this time. Are you at no? Are you in resistance? And if you are, can you move from no to yes? Maybe not thank you, but can you move from no to yes, this is happening? And notice as you move into yes, there's more freedom, there's more information, there's more wisdom, and there's more space. As you move from no to yes, you might notice what you're telling yourself about this situation or about the upcoming holidays. Maybe you want to tell yourself something different, because what you tell yourself is what you're going to experience. So if you're telling yourself, oh, it's terrible, it's going to be awful, you might change it to, oh, it's going to be a great, good time to relax, break the patterns, reassess. Maybe you can move from have to get to. Maybe you don't have to go to a family gathering, but you get to. Maybe you get to take a break from the routine and do something different. I get to try to cook turkey for, I don't know how many times we've cooked turkey, but it's always an adventure and it doesn't always work out. So my intention is that this year it's going to work great. And I say yes to solving the puzzle of cooking turkey at altitude. Notice in your world, what would you like to say yes to instead of no? What would you like to move from have to get to? And notice you can do it. You're doing it right now with your thoughts. Maybe you could even imagine being grateful. Grateful for whatever wisdom this challenge might bring. Grateful for whatever joys the holiday season might unfold. Asking in gratitude is a powerful stance of creation. Thank you, God, that this or that is so. Play with it. Notice that as you play with it, the body responds. The body responds to thought. Thought is a manifestation of energy. The body responds to the energy, the thought, with emotion and sensation. So run energy and run thoughts that make your body and emotions feel good. Notice that you can. Nice work. Land this meditation on a thought you enjoy. Maybe one of those, thank you, God, or Spirit, or universe, that this or that is so. And let's top it off with another one of those big golden suns. Would you imagine a big gold ball of energy, a big gold sun above your head? Would you notice an energy you'd like to experience more of in your world? Maybe it's one that just came to you. You just realized it in this last meditation, or maybe it's the same one you used earlier. Would you write that word across the sun? Watch. The sun absorbs, becomes, and matches the word and becomes a big gold sun of the vibration you'd enjoy. When that happens, you pop that sun or set it right into your space and fill yourself in. Let that gold sun stream in, filling your head and neck and shoulders, filling your chest and guts and torso, your arms and hands and fingers, down into your legs, knees, all the way down to your feet and toes. If there's more, spilling into the aura around you. Let the gold sun energy be integrated into your being, so there's always room for more. You're creating your inner landscape right now by managing energy and thought to create a happy response in the body and get a reflection you'd enjoy in your experience of life. Great job. When you're ready, give yourself a big deep breath. Oh, bodies just love a big deep breath. Open your eyes and stretch. We are getting ready to close our time together today. I want to thank you for your time and your attention. These are two of your most valuable resources in the journey of incarnation, and I appreciate you sharing them with me. Please consider visiting our website, innerconnection.org. Check out our Meditation for Living program and our upcoming Clairvoyant training program, where we delve deeply into our capacity to create reality and see and change energy. We accept donations, and we do so with deep gratitude. We're a nonprofit, so your donations are tax deductible. I'd like to close with a couple of Thanksgiving jokes, just for fun. Why can't you take a turkey to church? Because they use foul language. Why was the Thanksgiving soup so expensive? Because it had 24 carrots. And my favorite, if the Pilgrims were alive today, what would they be most famous for? Their age. Again, thank you so much for being here today and here in the journey of Earth. I'll hope to see you again next month on December 20th at noon Mountain Time. In the meantime, happy Thanksgiving and happy holidays, everyone. Bye for now.